Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another video. All right, so today we are going to be doing some strength training with your hand weights. I've got some small hand weights here. Of course, as always, if you don't have hand weights at home, you can use soup cans, water bottles, whatever you have around that's heavy, that's the appropriate amount of weight. And then, of course, as always, a few safety reminders. Remember to have a nice sturdy chair for the chair-based exercises that we're doing that's not going to move on you. No handles. Make sure that it's not going to roll around or slide, so no wheels on that. Make sure that your workout area is clean and free of any clutter or tripping hazards. You have your sturdy shoes on if you need to be wearing those, and of course your water. You're going to make sure that you stay hydrated before, during, and after your workout. Still very important in the winter. And of course, as always, work at your own pace. Modify if you need to, slow down if you need to, take a break if you need to, and again, stay hydrated. So let's go ahead and get you started here. So we're going to begin with one weight in each hand. Now, if you have some options on the weight, you can try different weights throughout your workout and see what works well for you here. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit here, and we're going to just be starting with our rows. So palms facing in for the first part. You're leaning halfway forward, relaxing the neck and pulling with the upper back muscles. Keep breathing through it. Exhale on the lift. Inhale on the lower. So as you can see, I am at work. I've got some equipment behind me today, so a little bit different background for you. Big pull. Think about those upper back muscles. All right, let's go ahead and go out wider. Now you're going to turn the palms to the rear. You're still squeezing those shoulder blades in towards each other. Elbows are going out wide now. Primary mover is your upper back muscles. Arms are secondary, so try to visualize pulling with those. One more. All right, great job. Go ahead and take a break here for a second. Make sure that your shoulders and neck are relaxed. Move your head around a little bit if you need to. All right, going into the lower back from the seated position, we're just going to rest the hands down by the feet to start. Bring those shoulders back and down. And using the lower back, sit back, and using the abs, come forward. So make sure that you keep the chest lifted up. We're not rounding through the upper back or the shoulders. You want to just slightly retract those shoulder blades. Even though we're not doing rows, we want to keep our good posture. Adding a little bit of a lift here, bringing the weights to the front, and slowly lowering down. So you're resisting gravity both ways. Good. Keep your good posture. Make sure that you're not rounding through the neck or the shoulders. You're going to feel those abs working a little bit harder with the lift. One more. We are going to go back to that halfway forward leaning position. This time elbows behind you, and we're switching to triceps. So for this one, remember that you want to only move at the elbows, stabilize the shoulders, out, and full extension on these. Completely extend the arms out. That's when your triceps are going to work. Make sure that you keep breathing. Exhale, inhale, relax that neck. One more. All right, come on up and let's do our rotator cuff, open and close. So remember, with the rotator cuff, we're going to lock those upper arms in by the sides, open only as wide as you can without having to lift your elbows away from your body. Go ahead and alternate hands on top. Small muscles here. One more. Great job. Let's go ahead and move forward in the chair. Hydrate if you need to, and we're going to do some abs. So you still have your weight. We're going to be holding one or both up by the upper chest. So if it's a little bit too much to hold both, you can just use one. Start by lengthening your spine, pulling your belly button in. Shoulders are still back and down. We're keeping that good posture. You're going to lean back without using the back of your chair. Come halfway back up. Now remember to still keep breathing, even with the abs engaged. Lean back. Feel those abs working. Come halfway back up. Now, adding that challenge to it. 1, one at a time, just to be safe, but we are going to alternate sides. Keep breathing through it. You can always take a break if you need to, if you're feeling too out of breath. Think about using your abs to lift your leg. Good, one more just like that. All right, let's pause for a second, catch the breath here. All right, then second set, working on obliques. So we're right back here with the 1 or 2 weights, either one. Again, getting into that posture, lengthening the spine, pulling the abdomen in. This time we're gonna lean back and hold and do our side to side. Rotate, center, rotate, center. Now again, you have the option to bring that leg up if you feel okay with that. If that's a little bit too much, just go ahead and do the lean back and rotations. Now if you would like extra challenge even from this, you can bring the weights out away from your body. So of course, the further they are extended from your core, the harder this is going to be. So work at the level that's right for you. Make sure that you continue breathing throughout, never holding the breath. Good, just one more. Excellent job, nice. All right, come back to center. Let's catch our breath here for a moment, and then we'll do a leg one, and before we go back to upper body. So for this one, we're gonna move back in the chair, and we'll do our tap out, tap in, and then our extended leg lift. So you're gonna rest one or both weights right above your knee. Make sure that it's not on your knee itself. You can use the back of your chair for support on this one, and we're going out, in, as far as you can step out without having to scoot around in your chair. Thinking about outer glute, outer thigh. 2 more. All right, and then stretch that leg to the front, and we're going to do our lift and lower quadricep lift here. Make sure you're thinking about that muscle working right above the knee. Slow lift, slow lower. 2 and 1. All right, good job. Switch sides. My water bottle out of the way here. All right, so starting with that tap out, tap in, make sure your weights are above the knee. Out, in. Again, going as wide as you can without having to scooch around. Think about that outer glute, those stabilizer muscles. 2 more. Good, all right, extending that leg forward. Let's do our quadricep lifts. Thinking about that muscle right above the knee. 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and just rest one on each leg. I know that you can't see my feet from this position, but I'm just gonna do some heel taps here. You can kind of get the idea there. And then toe taps, same thing. Go ahead and speed that up a little bit if you want to. And then alternate heels and toes. 4, 3, 2, and rest. All right, so do make sure that you're hydrating throughout your workout. I am getting a little bit warm here. So I'm gonna take my sweatshirt off. All right, so moving on, we're going back to arms. Let's move forward in the chair again and working on those biceps. We're gonna be doing the figure 8 bicep curls today. So you're leaning a little, or you're sitting a little bit forward in your chair with just a slight lean back. That's gonna make it a bit more challenging. Up and in. So palms up with the lift, palms in with the lower. So just that slight lean back to engage the abs there a little bit. Keep that great posture. Now if you want even more challenge, you can add a small march to it. But your primary focus is still going to be on the arms. All right, so we're going to switch it. So palms in as you're coming up, palms up as you're lowering. In and up. Good. Keep leaning back. Don't let those abs rest quite yet. Last one. Great job. All right, so moving on to one with a standing option. We're going to do the floor to ceiling press. This is a full body movement. If you would prefer to stay seated for this one, that's fine too. So I will show you that option first. So we're right here using your low back and your abs. Come up, overhead press. Go all the way down to put your weights down on the floor. Now option to come up to standing. So again, the two options, staying seated, press down to the floor, or come up to standing and down. Come up to standing and down. Good. Pressing through those heels, engaging those glutes if you're doing the standing portion of it. Good work. One more. All right, so just lowering the arms down at the sides, 45-degree lateral raise from here. Slight elbow bend if that's a little bit more comfortable, so you'll notice that I'm not coming all the way out to the side. A little bit forward on this. Think about using the shoulders. Nice slow lift, slow lower. Good, one more. Great job. All right, so we are ready to move on to a little bit more lower body imbalance. So we're going to be doing a standing option for these. You're still going to have the use of the chair, and we're going to come over. Let me see if I can adjust this just slightly. Bear with me just a moment. Get that out of the way so I can back up a little bit here. All right, so for the next one, just to make it easier, I'm just going to hold one weight, but you certainly can hold both of them if you want to crisscross them and just hold them in one hand and you feel okay with doing that, you can do that. So we're going to start with a single leg deadlift, which is going to work on the standing leg, the hamstring, the glute, the lower back, plus balance because you're on the single leg. You do always have the chair there for support, so feel free to use it. You're touching the weight toward the toes of the standing leg. So, for example, if your standing leg is your left leg, you're going to be reaching the right hand towards the left leg or vice versa. Don't worry, we'll do both sides. Reach down, 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 then squeeze that glute, come all the way up, and just give it a little curl and bring that knee up. Down, 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 reach, reach, reach. Squeeze that glute. I know that it can be a pretty significant balance challenge here, but we want to work the back side of the lower body. Very important power muscles in those glutes. Don't want to neglect those. Good. I didn't use any music today. I thought that she was going to do a client, so I didn't want to interfere with that. One more time. Sorry about the background noise. There seems to be a lot going on. People going in and out. All right, good job. Go ahead and shake out that standing leg. We're going to do our heel toe position, all right? So working on the balance here a little bit more. First part is going to be reaching to the front. Now, of course, if you need to use the chair, go ahead and do that. Shoulders down, and you're rotating away. Go as far as you can. Come back to center, and then rotate in towards your chair. Take your time as much as you need. I know it's more of a challenge with the heel-toe stance. And again, I know that you can't see my feet, but make sure that you're completely in heel-toe stance. It's a little bit of a space issue with the way I set up this morning. So I apologize that you can't see my feet, but I think you get the idea. There's my balance there. All right, come back to center. I'd like for you to just reach your weight down. So you're going to notice that your feet are going to do this, and that's completely normal. If they don't, good job. Mine are. All right, go ahead and come all the way up. Bring the weight in close to you, and you're still in heel-toe position. Close your eyes. and open. Good. Of course, you can always open as quickly as you need to if you feel unsafe with that or if it feels a little bit too much. Be safe with it. All right, so we're switching over to the other side. We're going to start with that single leg deadlift. I also refer to this as a drinking bird because it reminds me of those funny lawn ornaments. So you're standing on that inside leg. Again, it's the opposite hand, reaching the weight towards the toes of your standing leg. Squeeze that glute. Come back up, lift the knee, curl the arm, and balance as much as you can. And this is my bad foot, as I call it, so I'm going to use a little bit more chair support for it. But if you're feeling great, your balance is feeling great, go ahead and let go of that chair. Challenge yourself. Good. How you feeling? So you should really be feeling glute and hamstring, maybe a little bit of lower back depending on how heavy of a weight that you're using. I find if I go too heavy, it's a little bit of a strain. So just be cautious of that. One more. Right, great job. Go ahead and step down. Give that standing leg a little shake. We're going to go into heel-toe stance again. Make sure you're doing the opposite foot in front from what you were doing on the first set. We're going to extend out and start with those rotations from the waistline. Shoulders and head turning as far as you can. And come back to the front, back to center. And then going in towards your chair. And coming back to center. And again, turning away from your chair. If your balance is kind of wobbly, feel free to use your chair with that inside hand. Back to center, good. And back in, and back to center. All right, so we're going to stay in that heel-toe stance, just reaching that weight down towards that front foot, just changing that plane of movement a little bit. It might feel a little insecure for you. Use your chair if you need it. And then come all the way up, and then final challenge in this heel-toe position is just bringing the weight in close to your body and closing the eyes. Open your eyes if you need to at any point. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and open the eyes and put your weight down. Grab a drink of water if you haven't yet, and we are going to come around behind the chair. All right, so coming around behind the chair, you're going to step out about hip to shoulder width here. Toes are out just slightly, and down, and squeeze, lift back up, down, and squeeze. So as always with these squats, comfortable range of motion. I'm going to move my chair out of the way just so you can see the form, but please feel free to keep it right there. Comfortable range of motion with the knees. If you can go lower, great, go lower. If not, go ahead and keep it higher. It should be in pain-free range of motion. You don't want joint pain, you don't want knee pain or hip pain, so do what works for your own body. One more like that. Make sure that you're breathing through it. All right, catch your breath there. Shake out the arms and legs. All right, so one more set of these. We are going to do a 3-to-1 pull. So you still have the hip to shoulder width stance, toes pointed just slightly out, chest stays up, shoulders stay back, and we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, and lift. Now make sure that you're breathing and check your form. You might tend to shift to one side or the other, or maybe drop the knees in towards each other. Check that in a mirror or have somebody check your form for you. Make sure you're keeping that awesome posture. 3, 2, 1. Lift. How you feeling? One more set like that. And then we are going to do a little hold at the bottom. So you're going to come down into position and just hold here. So again, squeezing those muscles. We're not just resting here. We are squeezing the glutes, feeling the quads, the hamstrings, inner thigh, outer thigh. Hold, hold, hold. You're almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Awesome job. All right. Go ahead and shake the legs out. All right, so finishing with just a little lower leg. Now again, I apologize for you can't see my feet, but lift the heels directly up. Make sure that you're not rolling the ankles in. Just a slight lift there. Heels and down. Heels and down. Good. Nice. You can even do a little heel toe raise if you want to. Make that movement bigger. We're going for mobility through the ankles. Good, one more. Awesome job, everybody. All right, shake those legs out, and we are gonna come back to the chair for one more ab exercise. In this one, we are gonna do the one where we're turning to the side. I'm not even gonna make you hold the weight here, but we are gonna position it so it's a little bit more challenging for you. So we're just gonna be using body weight, but we wanna make sure that we have the really good posture. So lengthen the spine, chest is up, shoulders are back. I'll give you some different options on the arms. So option 1, crossing across the chest. Make sure that you're just leaning straight back. Hold. Good. Now from here, one leg up and down, other leg up and down. Now come back up. Now option 2, fingers up by the ears to make it more challenging. Again, lean back, hold, one knee up and down. Woo. Other knee up and down. Come back up. All right, this time we're going to do the rotations. Keep that spine lengthened. So we're going to lean back, hold, rotate away from the back of your chair. Come back to center. Then one knee up and down. Other knee up and down. Great job. All right, take a break. We are going to do our second set on the other side. But catch your breath first. Big inhale, big exhale. All right, those get a little bit intense, so we're just going to do a few of them. But, I mean, if you feel like you're not getting enough there, you can do these anytime that you want to. So bonus abs are always great. All right, so your turn, 180 degrees, lengthen the spine, great posture. We're going to start with option 1, which is just the arms across the chest. Lean back, hold that position there. Your abs should be really working. One leg up and slow lower down. Second leg up, slow lower down. Option 2, fingers up by the ears. Don't forget to come back up in between reps. Fingers up by the ears if you want to. That's just an option. One knee up at a time. Never both at the same time unless we're holding on to the chair. Woo. Come back up. All right, final rep. Make sure you're breathing. Lean back. We're going to add that rotation first. Turn. Come back to center. Knee and down. Knee and down. All right, come all the way up. How are you feeling? Go ahead and turn back to the front. Make sure you're taking time to breathe. That was a very challenging one, kind of intense maybe. If not, awesome. Hydrate. And let's do a couple stretches before we finish here, okay? So you all know, if you've seen any of my other videos, I try to remember to talk about this in every video, but please check out some of my other videos. Let's go ahead and start with an inner thigh stretch while we talk. So I have videos with complete stretching workouts, cardio workouts, strength training with the band, the ball, yoga, meditation. So check some of those out. We have over 50 videos now that are targeted for my senior workouts. Go ahead and rotate to one side, look over the shoulder. So yeah, make sure that you get different workouts in throughout your week. Turn to the other side. And of course, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, click that notification bell on YouTube. Make sure you're getting them all when I upload, and come back to center. All right, let's go ahead and step in, slide back, Now we're going to do our figure 4 stretch. As always, the modification for this is just to cross to the ankles if you need to. We're going to combine an upper body stretch and a couple upper body stretches with a lower body stretch. If you can, go ahead and bring that foot up. We're going to start with, I call this the figure 4 stretch because I think it looks like a 4, but it's the piriformis outer glute stretch. Remember, you don't have to bring the knee down. You're just leaning forward, and keep that back lengthened out. We're not going to hunch around at all. It doesn't matter if you can't come down very far. That is totally okay. Good. Now come back up. If you're okay, go ahead and keep that foot up. If you need to put it down, go ahead and put it down. We'll do a couple of upper body stretches here. Give yourself a big old pat on the back while you stretch your tricep. And then across in front to stretch your shoulder, and just nice and loose through the wrist and the fingers. Both directions. Great. All right. Let's do the other side. Remember, you can just cross at the ankles if you need to, if you have any hip issues, and it's not okay to bring that foot up. Cross at the ankles if you need the modification. Otherwise, bring that foot up. And remember that you're leaning forward right there at center. We're not going to come over towards the knee. We're just going to come right there at center without rounding. Make sure that you get all the forms of workout in sometime throughout your week. Plus, you can go for a walk outside. I know it's a cold time of year, but if you bundle up, you'd be surprised it's not bad at all. This morning I walked the dogs, and it was actually really nice, kind of a pretty sunrise. And so, at least when it's not pouring rain, give yourself another pat on the back. You can get outside. Or if you're okay with pouring rain, you can do that too. I'm not a huge fan, but I've lived in the Portland metro area my whole life, so you'd think I'd be used to it. But it just makes you appreciate the not rainy days even more. Circle both ways. All right, go ahead and release both the upper and the lower. We're going to grab a hold of the back of the chair, scoot forward in your chair just a little bit, chest up, shoulders rotated back. And from here, just a little side to side with your head for your next stretch. Breathing nice and gently. The breathing and heart rate should be down pretty close to normal by now. If you need more cool down time though, please do take that time. And remember, if you do exercise outside, allow for that extra warm up and cool down time. Your body's gonna need it. All right, then let go of the chair, and it is time for our final stretches. First one, I'd like to go ahead and just reach all the way up, lengthen the spine, and just lean to one side. I love to stretch the back and the sides of the body. I just love to stretch. I would stretch all day. I really would. Okay, let's do our final stretch. So this is going to be the chest and shoulder opener. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale. Great. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Awesome job, everybody. Great big virtual high five to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today in the gym. I had an opportunity to record today inside the gym. So again, different change of scenery for you in my bedroom. And I hope you enjoyed it. I will get out another video as soon as I can. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.